Alright, we've got the first mate here. The first mate is probably the simplest role to explain, so we'll go ahead and knock this out quite quickly as I blow through this. It'll be very easy. So, the first mate. What does the first mate do exactly? The first mate has to manage the gauges. Each time the captain announces a course, the first mate marks an empty space on the gauge of his choice. When all of the spaces on a gauge are marked, the first mate announces this by going to their submarine's weapon room and using the evidence tab to signal that a certain ordnance is ready. So let's break that down into pieces. On the Excel sheet I created, there's a little page here for the first mate specifically, and his job is to charge up these systems for his team to use. So, in this instance, let's say the captain has moved 3 times, and we've put these 3 charges on Sonar, like this. We move into client here. We've got our first mate paradox here. What we would want to do is go out into the hallway, go into the weapons room, and then we pull up our evidence here, and we see we have all of these different little triggers to signal that we have a certain ordnance ready. So let's see what happens when you use one of these little evidences here. In this case, we have our drone ready, so we're going to select drone, hit present, and let's see what happens.
Blue team, drones is ready.
So this message will play all across of the hub for both teams to see and hear, and they'll know that now you have blue drone, and you can use it whenever you want, basically, provided that you're not surfaced and all that good stuff. Pretty simple. And this applies with literally all of them, so you can see in here we have pieces of evidence for literally all of these except for health, which these checkboxes are here. You can do this however you want, but the ship has 4 health points, and these are just checkboxes so you can keep track of the 4 health points, which is something that the first mate has to do. When all spaces on a gauge are full, the system must be activated before the spaces can be marked again. So in that instance, we had just activated Sonar. Since we activated Sonar, this goes blank again, and then we have to start recharging it before we can use it again. Pretty simple. Only the captain can activate the mine, torpedo, and silence. We're already well aware of this. And that's pretty much it for this. So the first mate duties. It's the first mate's responsibility to keep track of their submarine's current health. Each submarine has 4 damage that it can sustain. You can notate this on your player sheet, like I said, right here. Pretty simple. In a game with less than 8 players, the captain might have to play the role of a first mate as well. If this is the case, each time the captain gives an order, he immediately marks a space on the gauge of their choice on the first mate sheet. So basically all that means is that whenever the captain would make a move, assuming he's also playing the role of first mate, he would just mark this off and not have to worry about informing himself that he marked something off. So it's pretty simple. Basically it's just saying that if your game ever has less than 8 players, it is strongly advised. In fact, I'd even go so far to say that it's probably just like required that the captain of all people has to play as the first mate, because the first mate is, to be quite honest, is probably the easiest role to play. There's not too much riding on the first mate's shoulders other than they have to listen accordingly, and probably if the captain needs torpedoes to be ready, for instance, or mines to be ready, the first mate has to ensure that they're charging it and keeping up with the fact that, you know, that they have what they need. Other than that, it's fairly simple. Everything's been covered with the first mate, I'm pretty sure. Just checking to see if I didn't miss anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the first mate. Pretty simple. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments below, or hit me up, shoot me a DM on Discord, all that good stuff. That's pretty much it. Thank you.